Ukrainian Artillery Brigade 45th destroyed 24 tanks while trying to withdraw from the Kherson area. Ukraine has described the military gains it made on the day in which the country celebrated Moscow's retreat from Kherson amid reports that Russian forces had destroyed road and rail bridges. The Ukrainian armed forces said on Saturday morning that, over the previous 24 hours, Russia had lost 810 troops, taking the total death toll since the start of the full-scale invasion to more than 80,000. The update also said that Russia had lost 24 tanks and 34 armored personnel vehicles. Ukraine's Air Force had made 16 strikes against Moscow's military, in which they targeted personnel, weapons, and military equipment. Media has contacted the Russian Defense Ministry for a response to the unverified Ukrainian claims, and Kyiv's account of Moscow's losses are higher than Western estimates. It comes as Kyiv's forces are reportedly completing the liberation of the western bank of the Dnieper River in Kherson Oblast, following the Russian withdrawal. Russia's defense ministry said that its forces had completed the withdrawal to the eastern bank of the river at 5 a.m. on Friday, although the Institute for the Study of War said some Russian soldiers are likely still on the west bank and scattered throughout the region. Ukrainian forces will complete the liberation of any areas not yet under their control rapidly, the U.S.-based think tank said on Friday. The ISW added that satellite imagery had backed up reports that, to block a Ukrainian advance towards the center of the Kherson region, Russian troops had destroyed bridges. These were the Antonivsky Bridge and Railway Bridge near Kherson, the Novokakhovka Dam Bridge east of the city, near Novokakhovka, and the Derivka Bridge, northeast of Kherson, over the Inhulets River. The destruction of the bridges was also described by the British Ministry of Defense, which said that the retreat had likely started as early as October 22, when Russian-installed figures in Kherson urged civilians to leave the city. As the only regional capital city that Moscow had captured since the start of the war, the withdrawal brings significant reputational damage, British defense officials said, and was a public recognition of the problems Russian forces faced on the Dnieper's west bank. It is likely that Russia is still attempting to evacuate forces from other areas of the Oblast region across the river to defensible positions on the east bank, the British MOD said. Meanwhile, U.S. National Security Advisor Jake Sullivan told reporters in Phnom Penh, Cambodia, on Saturday, where he is at the ASEAN Association of Southeast Asian Nations Summit, that the Russian retreat from Kherson was an extraordinary victory. Regardless, a badly timed Russian offensive in Donetsk has backfired badly on the troops and led to a slaughter among the forces, as one letter begging for help revealed. Russia launched a badly timed offensive to take the town of Pavlivka in Donetsk in recent weeks. However, newly shared posts on Telegram and even a private letter to the Russian Ministry of Defense from forces have exposed the disaster on the ground. Hundreds of men in the 155th Marine Brigade of the Russian Pacific Fleet have died during the pointless offensive which failed to secure any ground for Vladimir Putin. A stunning letter from the soldiers in the brigade was shared widely on Telegram. Troops urged the governor of the Russian region of Primorai to contact the Russian Ministry of Defense. The losses in Pavlivka are thought to be one of the worst single operation losses for a Marine brigade since the Chechen Wars in the 1990s. In the letter, the soldiers single out General Rustam Muradov, who was only promoted to commander in Ukraine in early October. The letter read, "General Muradov has thrown us into an incomprehensible offensive in order for Muradov to earn bonuses and to be promised a hero of Russia. We lost 300 people killed, wounded, and missing in 4 days. The command of the district did this. How long will General Muradov and Akhmedov plan military operations they call people meat?" In the appeal for help, the soldiers claim that blood is pouring and pouring while they wait for responses from commanders. Videos from the region show Ukrainian forces continuing to repel Russian advances and even pushing them further back in Donetsk. Many analysts have pointed out that the Russians bizarrely seem to wait for bad weather and muddy conditions to launch their attack. Andrew Perpetua, who provides daily updates on the war, tweeted out a summary of the situation. Russia's attack on Pavlivka could not have been worse timed. It is like they sat around and waited for the worst possible time to attack and only launched the attack then. He continued, "I cannot even comprehend the thoughts going through the minds of those in command, or if they even had any. Rather than aborting, Russia sent all their men to their death. They've sustained crippling casualties and achieved nothing." Rob Lee, a British defense analyst, tweeted that Russian telegram channels are publicly discussing the heavy losses from Russia's 155th Naval Infantry Brigade in Pavlivka. Several pro-Russian accounts said that the country's troops had been left in knee-deep muddy fields, which had become a death trap for many. This comes as the Ukrainian Foreign Ministry has claimed its forces killed another 600 Russian soldiers in the past 24 hours.